want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Mike Tyson asked Boosie Badazz if he's gay, and Chelsea Handler puts 50 Cent in his place. Plus, Hurricane Chris gets indicted on a murder charge. Let's talk hip-hop.
Person that you might be a homosexual. Why do you say that about them? Do you feel there's a possibility that you're a homosexual and you by disrespect them, you further yourself from being a homosexual?
Alright, Joe, so that was a clip of Mike Tyson interviewing Boosie Badazz, asking him if he's gay, right? And the whole situation is, this comes from something that Boosie said last year, right? So, Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya Wade, or whatever her last name is, Zaya, came out last year and said that she was trans, right? Last year, she was 12 years old when she said that, right? And a lot of people were basically like, wow, you are so brave. I can't believe you're coming out and you're saying that you're trans. We're here for you and we support you, right? A lot of people were also, applauding Dwayne Wade for supporting his daughter and not trying to be like, oh, hell no, or be what's called, toxic masculinity, right? So all that's cool, right? There were some people, though, who were like, nah, that's not cool. Dwayne Wade's son, not daughter, they were calling her, Dwayne Wade's son still, is only 12 years old at the time. Now she's 13. But, she's not old enough to understand the ramifications of those decisions. That's not good. That's bad parenting, right? One of those people that said that was bad parenting was Boosie Badazz. Boosie was very upset about it and was vocal about that fact on multiple situations and multiple interviews, and said like multiple times, that is a boy, don't do that, that's a boy, right? And it was crazy because a lot of people were just like, well, why the hell is Boosie specifically, so upset or angry about this? I mean, there's gay niggas every day. Like, who cares, really, whether they're black or white, right? So anyway, the whole situation is that, and this is a quote from Shakespeare, but somebody, said this to me once, but they were like, the lady doth protest too much, methinks, right? And basically what that quote kind of means is that somebody who protests too much, or somebody who is so upset about a situation that seemingly has nothing to do with them, maybe that situation has everything to do with them, right? So that brings me to why in the hell would Mike Tyson ask Boosie if he's gay? Well, it's pretty simple, because why the hell is Boosie so upset about all of this going on, right? So he asked him straight up, are you gay? Are you trying to separate yourself from the LGBT community to the point where you have to give an opinion about something that really has nothing to do with you, right? What you eat doesn't make me shit, right? Who you fuck don't make me come, right? Live and let live. So why are you so upset, Boosie? And then Boosie says, listen, man, I just think that, first of all, he said he's straight. He said that he thinks that that D. Wade's daughter is too young to make that decision and understand the ramifications of that decision, and that if Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya Wade, was 19 years old or 18 years old, that he would have never said anything about it at all, right? That he has no opinion about it at all if that woman was above the age of 18, right? And Mike Tyson said, I hear you. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot or nothing, and I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%, is what Mike Tyson actually said, right? But then he said, but at the same time, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I to give my opinion on this situation, right? And Boosie was like, I hear you, I feel you, right? But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
You heard about my ex-boyfriend, right? 50 Cent, and his support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, what's going on between...
All right, Joe, so y'all remember, right? Last week, Fox News put out a fake tax plan for Joe Biden, right? So the whole situation is, it was something like, if you live in New York, your taxes are gonna raise 62%, right? And then 50 Cent basically was like, oh no, fuck that, I'm voting for Donald Trump because I am not trying to have my taxes go up 62%, right? Keep in mind, this was for people that make over $400,000 a year, which is not most of us. Also, just keep in mind, that is fake. Joe Biden is not raising taxes 62% for people that make over $400,000 a year. Just saying, right? Fox News put out wrong information, right? Anyway, so 50 Cent thinks it's funny. He's trolling. Fox News talks about it. 50 Cent takes a video of it, puts it on his Instagram. He's running with it, right? We all know 50, super troll. 50 Cent's basically the Donald Trump of hip hop, right? Well, then Chelsea Handler ends up going on Jimmy Fallon about 2 days after 50 Cent does all of that, right? And Chelsea Handler, for y'all that don't know, and this is kind of weird, but Chelsea Handler and 50 Cent used to date back in the day, and Chelsea Handler is a liberal white woman, right? And so basically Chelsea Handler is like, yo, 50 Cent, you're being mad dumb by supporting Trump. What is wrong with you? Black Lives Matter, dummy. That means you, right? And 50 Cent was like, oh man, now my favorite ex is mad at me. Yo, what's going on here? This is crazy, right? And I really think that 50 Cent and Chelsea Handler probably had a conversation before all of this on the phone, because as soon as she said that on Jimmy Fallon, he flipped and was like, oh no, I don't want my ex to be mad at me. I'm so sorry. Fuck Donald Trump, right? So he goes back on Instagram, puts up a video clip of Chelsea Handler talking to Jimmy Fallon about 50 Cent, and then in the caption, he says, what? Another spin. Fuck Donald Trump. I never liked him anyway. For all I know, he set me up and had my friend Angel Fernandez killed. But that's history, LOL, right? So y'all gotta understand that 50 Cent is a major troll, right? Now, I don't fuck with Trump at all, right? But it's just funny to me how a liberal white woman has to be like the black person's savior to like say, oh, hey, no, black person, you've got to go for Joe Biden, the person who the majority of other black people are going for too, right? It's just kind of funny to me, like, how dare you as a black person be a Republican or support a Republican candidate? Don't you know you have to support Democratic candidates? Coming from a white person to a black person. So, it's just, this whole situation is layered, and yeah, 50 Cent and Chelsea Handler and, Jimmy Fallon, everybody's just joking and having fun, but at the same time, it's a real, piece to it that ain't nobody really talking about, right? But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, yo, this is crazy, right? So Hurricane Chris, and for y'all that don't know, Hurricane Chris is from Louisiana. He's the rapper that's like, hey, baby, hey, baby. Back in like the early 2000s, well, he got indicted on Friday for a murder charge, right? And I don't know if y'all remember, but back in June, the actual murder took place where he got arrested and he posted $500,000 bail, but on Friday, he just got indicted for that charge where he pled not guilty, right? And so the whole situation is he was at a gas station, somebody approached him, and he stood his ground. In the state of Louisiana, you can stand your ground if you have a licensed gun that belongs to you, right? So he stood his ground. He had a licensed gun that belonged to him. He was in Louisiana. Somebody approached him at a gas station and he shot him dead 3 times. Once in the chest, once in the stomach, once in the waist. About an hour after the dude was taken to the hospital, he was pronounced dead. Bada bang, bada boom, that's it, right? Now, when the cops came, they asked him what happened. He said, yo, it was self-defense. Don't even worry about it. You ain't got to arrest me, right? The cop said, oh, word, it was self-defense? Cool, let me just check the cameras real quick and we'll just write up the paperwork and you good to go, right? When they looked at the paperwork, though, it didn't really, when they looked at the cameras, it didn't really look like self-defense. It actually looked like Hurricane Chris, allegedly, was the aggressor in the situation and that he was pursuing the dude, right? So that's when they arrest him and they charge him with murder. He posted $500,000 bail, but then they also found out upon further investigation that the vehicle that he was in at that gas station was a stolen Mercedes. And it seems like the person that Hurricane Chris shot was approaching him because that person knew that Hurricane Chris had stole that Mercedes earlier that day and was approaching him about that, right? So if that's the case, then you in a stolen Mercedes and it wasn't self-defense because this person was approaching you about some shit that you stole and you just decided to shoot him down, which all is crazy but also alleged right now, and that's what we're looking at. So pled not guilty. He said it was self-defense. He's got his lawyer going. He posted $500,000 bail, and that's all we know for now until his next court date. But this whole situation is crazy. And shit, man. I thought, by now Hurricane Chris would be a multi-millionaire, but he is busy in the hood doing hood activities, man. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.